Hey guys, today I'll be showing you the easiest way to complete the Swisstronik Technical Task 6 using GitHub Codespace. This task was recently updated, which made my earlier video guide outdated. So if you haven't completed the Swisstronik Testnet Task 6, use this guide and ignore the earlier guide. Ignore the fact that it's showing as Task 1 here, it's actually Task 6. If you haven't joined the Swisstronik Testnet, check out the video at the top of your screen to help you get started. Now, this task involves creating and deploying a simple smart contract, upgrading the contract via a proxy, updating the implementation of the contract in your code, deploying the changes to the Swisstronik testnet, and verifying the contract. You will need to provide the contract address of the deployed proxy, the link to your implementation replacement transaction, and the link to your public GitHub repository. For this task, I'll be using a custom script that I made. However, the foundation for completing this task was laid by a dev called Anon ID. His public repository gave me the tools I needed to implement the script. Shout out to him. You'll find him in the Swisstronik Discord. So the first thing to do is to set up a new GitHub Codespace using a blank template. To do that, visit github.com/codespaces. You'll find the link in the description. Here you will see different templates. So on the blank template, click use this template. Now wait for your code space to set up and for your terminal to be active. Once your code space is active, copy this code. You'll find the link to the code in the description. So all you have to do is to tap on the code to copy it. If you still have issues copying the code, click this link here and it will take you to this readme file, and all you have to do is to click on this copy icon to copy the code. Once you've copied the code, come back to your terminal and paste it. If you see this prompt, click allow and hit enter on your keyboard to run the code. So wait for the code to finish running and it will ask you for your private key. As I've always said, do not use a wallet with real funds or the wallet connected to your Swisstronik dashboard for this task. Use a new wallet which you use only for the technical task, and this wallet should have the test Swisstronik tokens which you've claimed from the Swisstronik faucet to pay for gas fees. Otherwise, your transactions will fail. If you don't know how to set up a new Swisstronik wallet, fund it with test tokens from the Swisstronik faucet, or get your private key, check out my video guide in the description. Paste your private key. If you see this prompt, click X to close. After pasting your private key, hit enter on your keyboard and wait for the code to continue. Now you can see that the contract has been deployed and upgraded via a proxy contract. You will see this prompt on your code output showing you that the contract address 1 was deployed to this contract address, and you also find your deployed proxy contract address here. So highlight it and use Ctrl+C on your keyboard to copy it because you will need to submit it later. You will also find the contract implementation replacement transaction URL. So you can also highlight this link and use Ctrl+C to copy it, or hold down the Ctrl key on your keyboard and click on the link. Now you see the option to copy, so click copy to copy the link. Save it in a safe place because you will need to submit it for the task. In this case, I'll be using my notepad. So the next thing to do is to copy this contract 1 address. You can highlight it and use Ctrl+C to copy it. And since you're asked to paste the contract 1 address for verification, paste it here and hit enter on your keyboard and wait for the contract to verify. If the contract verification was successful, you will see this prompt indicating a successfully verified contract with the link to confirm the contract verification here. So the next thing to do is to push these files to your public GitHub repository. To do that, go back to your GitHub Codespaces and refresh the page to see the new code space you just created. You can see the code space I just created here. Now you can rename a code space by clicking on the 3 dots at the right and selecting the option to rename. Here you can give it any name. In this case, I'll say task 06 updates. Now this step isn't compulsory. It's just to avoid confusion if you have multiple code spaces and you don't want to delete those code spaces, so that you don't end up pushing the wrong code space to your GitHub repository. So to rename the code space, click save and you can see that my code space has been renamed. Once you're sure that this is the correct code space for your task, click the three dots at the extreme right and select the option to publish to a new repository. You can set a name for this new repository, but I'm okay with this name since I've already renamed my code space. Make sure to select public by clicking on this radio button because we want to create a public repository. After selecting public, click create repository. Once your repository has been created, click see repository. And now you can see your repository with all the files updated from your task. The next thing to do is to copy the link to this GitHub repository. So to do that, click on code and click this copy icon. So now that we've pushed our files to the public GitHub repository, it's time to go back to the Swisstronik dashboard for submission. So go back to your Swisstronik dashboard and open the deploy proxy task. If you submitted the link to your public repository before this task was updated and it was approved, you don't need to submit the link to your public GitHub repository again. You will not even have the option to do so, as you can see in my case. All you will need to submit are the deployed proxy contract address and the URL of the contract implementation replacement transaction. But if you haven't done this task before, you will see the option to submit the link to your public GitHub repository. So make sure you submit that. So now enter the deployed proxy contract address here and hit submit. Scroll down and paste the URL of the contract implementation replacement transaction here and click submit. So that's it. We've completed the Swisstronik Technical Task 6. Remember, these tasks are verified manually, so they could take up to 8 business days to be approved by the team. So after submitting, be patient for your tasks to be approved. And one more thing, if you're using any of my video guides and you make a mistake, delete that code space and start afresh with a new code space. You are more likely to experience issues if you're working on a code space you've already used for a task or you've already run multiple codes on before. So if you have any issues, create a new code space. It's easy to create a new code space and you can easily delete your existing code spaces. If you haven't completed any of the other technical tasks, check out the link in the description and you'll find a playlist of all my Swisstronik technical task guides. If this video has helped you, like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any issues, ask for help in my Telegram group. The link to the group is in the description. Join my Telegram channel for more Swisstronik Testnet updates, crypto airdrops, tips and tutorials. Don't forget, we are still in the season of Telegram airdrops. So check out the bonus section of this video description and sign up on some of the hottest Telegram airdrops today. So keep completing your Swisstronik Testnet tasks. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next video.